I've been thinking a lot about fear. I've encountered a lot of it when it comes to my health. And I think anyone with a chronic or life-threatening illness or disease feels an incredible amount of fear. It's different than being afraid of heights or closed spaces. It's a gut-wrenching fear. I mean, you feel it so deeply into your core. When I was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2000, as you know, I was 44, and it was supposed to be nothing. I mean, the doctor told me it was going to be nothing, and they did the biopsy, and he came in, and my husband was with me, and he went, "It's cancer." Well, okay. I thought my husband was going to faint. Thank God he was sitting down. But, you know, you don't expect that at any time of your life, much less when you're 44. And the fear instantly that I felt was overwhelming. The first thing I thought about was my kids. My 3 youngest kids at the time, my twins who were 5 and the older one was 7. And that's all I could think of was, I'm going to leave them without a mom. Because, you know, you don't know how, I didn't know how bad it was. Didn't know if it hadn't been staged. I hadn't had a surgical biopsy yet. So the fear got the best of me. I tried to work. I couldn't in between then and surgery. It was all I could think about. And every time I looked at my kids, I would well up. I couldn't imagine leaving them. So I had a mastectomy, and my cancer was stage 1B, which is good if you have to have cancer. And I didn't have chemo, I went right into radiation. Radiation is no walk in the park, but my fear level decreased. And by the time I was almost done with radiation, I just wanted to get the whole thing behind me. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. And I didn't. I was cured, according to my doctor. You're cured. Well, at that point you go, whew, okay. 5 years of tamoxifen, which is a medication, and boom, done. So, speaking only of breast cancer now, I was cancer-free for 11 years. In fact, when I hit the 10-year mark, I had a party, big catered party. It was wonderful. Woo, 10 years, yay, all done. And almost, well, a year ago, almost exactly to the day, I was diagnosed again with breast cancer, and it was a year, almost to the day, after my 10-year anniversary party. The fear that hit me that time was so much more. And I thought the first time it was a lot, but I was in the doctor's office all by myself. I had found a lump. And I felt it the first time I had cancer too, and so I can't stress enough to women to do your monthly self-exams. If you catch it early, you can get rid of it. A heck of a lot easier than if it's more advanced. But anyway, the first time I had it, I felt it was like a little BB. It was hard, and it really didn't move around. And so this second time, last year in 2011, I felt one in my remaining breast, and I thought, nah, I'm cured. This can't be cancer again. And so I went to my doctor, my breast surgeon, big teaching hospital here in the DC area. And I had seen her sort of as a follow-on after my first cancer. And so I went in and I said, well, you know, I got this thing, and she felt it. And I went and I had a mammogram and an ultrasound. And I stroll back in the room there in my little gown, and I'm sitting on the exam table, and I see my doctor walking by. She didn't look at me. And her residents, the doctors who were in their training, were with her. None of them looked at me. They all went into a room and closed the door. And I'm going, nuh-uh. And the fear started way deep down. And I kept pushing it down. No, this can't be happening. No, it's nothing. And about 10 minutes later, she walked in and she looked at me and she said, "You have cancer."